Hello everyone, I'm Eleonor Bindman, and today I wanted to talk to you about that intangible tension and that energy that's created between different voices when you play Bach. The simplest example would be the Well-Tempered Clavier Prelude in C minor from Book 1, which most of you are familiar with. And so on. So there are two voices there, but there's something else. In between the voices, there's the relationship, there's the intervals, there's the tension, there's the diminished or augmented or major or minor intervals, and they change. And listening to that space between the intervals will really fill your interpretation with a different energy than if you only listen to one voice or you highlight one of the voices at a time, like a lot of people do, for example, when they play fugues. Obviously, the subject of the fugue is important, and whenever it enters, that corresponding voice is usually highlighted by most performers, so you hear that. But I like to always keep all of the voices that are happening in mind when I play, because that really creates a different atmosphere in a way, and it feels to me like a very different way of understanding Bach. I think one of the reasons why we all admire his cantatas and his other vocal work so much is that the confluence of all the voices really creates an uplifting energy, which we really feel probably more than with any other composer. And I think when you're playing the keyboard, because you do have the power, unlike other instrumentalists, to convey 2, 3, or even 4 voices at a time, it's really important to work on that. So I suggest the prelude that I already mentioned as the beginning exercise, and then whenever you continue and when you play fugues or 3 or 4 voice pieces, also to try to practice keeping in mind all of the voices, their relationship, and their collective energy that they create. For example, in the fugue of the same Well-Tempered Clavier Book 1, when the second voice enters, if you still keep the second voice in mind and listen to the relationship of the intervals, it's not going to sound like you don't know what's going on, you don't understand there's a subject that entered. It will sound like you really understand what the essence of the music of Bach is. So. Right, so instead of playing. So I hope that you'll get a chance to try this out, and this will be one of the piano tips on my website, eleanorbindman.com, and feel free to write to me with your efforts. I'd really like to hear about your practice and whether you find this tip helpful. Thank you. Enjoy your practicing.